What's up, guys? This is State of the Union with Lunatic Dad. There's a couple subjects in which I want to cover for the next couple minutes. So hopefully that you hit a thumbs up, share it out. These are my thoughts of stuff that's very important that's going on out there in society. First, I want to send my condolences and my respect to George Floyd's family. Yesterday was the verdict. He was guilty on all 3 counts, which I do agree with. That's my personal opinion. But I also want to say that there are a lot of great police officers out there. Now, there are things in which can be done, I would say, inside this video to help out the police officers. Now, remember, it's also our duty. It's also our duty to go ahead and comply with what police say. When you get pulled over in a traffic stop, one thing that I teach even all my 8 kids, hands on the steering wheel. Don't move it. Have no movement. Period. Remember, even if you don't agree with a traffic stop or you don't agree why you got pulled over, when you get confrontational or whatever, it escalates a situation. That's why we have a court system. If you don't agree with why you got pulled over, then when you go in court, you got your time to be able to go ahead and prove your case to the judge that it was an unjustified you being pulled over. Now, I will definitely say, without a shadow of a doubt, in the black and brown community, they are more pulled over than, say, white people. Without the statistics show that. And I think we got to get to the point back in America. I can only talk about the United States because that's all I live in. But we have to get back to the point in America that we have empathy, not just hooray for me and screw you, because that's what is missing in America. We don't have the empathy for one another. Now, guys, some of you guys may not even know what the word empathy means. It's about having care for others before we just think about ourselves. I want George Floyd, that to me was something that could, hopefully, now mind you, Dad comes back from growing up in the 60s and everything else. So I've seen some really horrific stuff. And this is an opportunity for everybody to have a little bit of empathy for one another. The only way in which we can change the way things are perceived in the world is we take a look in the mirror and say, what am I doing to be able to help change things in this world? Now, I was happy to see that there was a lot of joy, a lot of people, because you got to understand, me being a white man does not fully understand the path of the African Americans and black and brown community. Okay, but I have empathy for what they have gone through for so long. Now, again, there's a lot of things that happen out here, even in my own hometown. You know that my own children were pulled over themselves just for driving down because they had something in their rear view mirror hanging. And they end up getting their whole car completely checked out, looked at, and everything else. Now, there are 5 states that have that law, that a police officer can just pull you over for stuff like that. I think that has to change. There are laws that have to change in America regarding as far as police being able to just pull you over and do whatever they want. Now, I salute my brothers, the police department. I have fantastic care of police. I really do. Now, they got a hard job, believe me. You know, they don't know sometimes when they come up on a scene, a crisis, or something happens, and then they react. Now, again, you have some police that overreact or is downright just malicious. But I would say 99% are awesome. We can't lose sight of that we cannot, once we start losing insight of our values as America, and we think that everything is just bad, and and there's nothing good out here, that's when we lose ourselves. That's when we lose ourselves. Now, again, George Floyd, to your family, condolences. I do want to most definitely say that when a lot of reforms, and it's already happening after the verdict, okay? Now, in San Francisco, this is an education going on for you. In San Francisco, the police chief just announced that they have eliminated that you cannot put your knee on anybody's neck. You know, the chokehold and everything else. That is all been abolished. It's not, you cannot do it no more. I believe something like that should go nationwide. Okay, now there are circumstances that if it's really violent situation, you know, I'm just talking about the general, when you pull somebody over or you come up on a scene, we are not there when you come up on a scene. We don't know what the police officers go through. So before we're quick to go ahead and jump and judge each and every police officer. Now, a lot of times with social medias and everything else, they put it on over and 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 over, and they keep on playing the thing over and over again. That also, by showing everything that happens in America, that people think that there's no good in America. There's nothing but bad stuff that happens. But they need to show the good. There's a lot of good things out there. People helping one another of all races, black, white, Asian. It doesn't matter. There is so many Hispanic people that go through a lot. Every race goes through a lot. Is basically what I'm trying to basically get at. Every race has had encounters with the police and everything. Some not good. Like I said, Dad grew up in the 60s. Back in my day, I had, a couple encounters that if it actually made the news way back when, they would turn around and be like, wow, you were mistreated. But, I was more afraid of going home to my dad. And so I just took whatever I had to take just so that my dad didn't find out of some of the stupid shit that Dad did when he was a young man. Now, second subject. I do want to go ahead and do this. Second subject, we have hit 200 million shots in arms. Congratulations to Joe Biden and his team and Dr. Fauci and everything. They just hit 200 million. Just hit it, 200 shots in arms. I would still, as being a social media person, as a person that has been up on social media a long time, I feel it's my duty to go ahead and promote out the vaccination process. Dad, as you know, is fully vaccinated. Mom is fully vaccinated. Everybody in this house, we're trying. Kyle's next up to get the old shot in the arm. And again, the Moderna, Dad had the Moderna. I do want to let people know that Dad did not, the only thing, side effect Dad had was a little soreness in the arm. And for 24 hours, I was a little bit lethargic. But now I feel fantastic. Now, mind you guys, after you get second shot, as Dr. Fauci said, it takes up to 2 weeks to be completely implemented in the body. And he literally, I was just watching him, that he said, after the 2 weeks, you are literally 100%, far as you're not going to die if you catch the COVID. Now, I want to let everybody know that has been following Lunatic Dad. You may have hesitancies. You may have, I've heard a lot of bad things about the vaccines and everything else. Let me tell you something. The alternative, as I said it over and over again, what is the alternative? Why I hear a lot of people saying, well, you're infringing on my rights. You're infringing on, this is not about rights. This is about medical emergency in the United States. We want to get back to normal. We want to get back to being able to go to any concerts, any shows, anything else. We want to be able to go ahead and have everything that we need in our life. These are things in which have to go ahead and be done. I would most definitely I am urging Americans 16 and older. I'm jumping on board with Joe Biden and the CDC and Fauci. I am jumping on board with them. I urge you, go get it done. Go get it done. because it's very important that we go ahead and let's get back to damn normal. I want it, as I said before, I want to be able to be around everybody and not have to have concerns or worries and everything else. And again, when it comes to each and every one of you guys out there, think about it. Just don't go by. You may go on live streams. You may go, wherever you may be and just hear a lot of negativity. Now, Biden also proposed for the companies that if you get side effects and you have to take a day off. He just announced it today. I'm telling you guys, get educated. Dad's trying to take you to church right now. He is going ahead and making sure that if you had to take a day off, that it's with pay. It just was announced that with pay. So those of you that are single moms, single dads, have kids, and you're like, man, I can't miss no days. I don't get paid for it or whatever. Well, guess what? Biden, as I said before, he is what I call the empathy president. That's the name I gave to Joe Biden, the empathy president. The man's got a true good heart. I mean, his real intentions, I mean, you can just see it, just the way he carries himself. Oh, I've known Joe Biden, like I said, for just as long as he's been in the Senate, and then with vice president and now president, which I still believe he's doing a very good job. I do support Joe Biden. And regardless of what your guys' political things, that's just my personal thing. Any man that has sympathy and empathy for others, I can get behind that. Maybe not all the policies, but hey, you know what? You're not going to have 100%. It's kind of like a damn relationship. You may be married a long time. Doesn't mean that you go ahead and agree 100% with your wife, but you still love her, right? Or your husband, right? Or your significant other, whatever you want to call it. So with that, in my closing, I just want to let everybody know George Floyd's family, again, may George rest in peace. Hopefully that this is something that can go ahead and help America. And I want everybody to understand. That's what I want you to understand. And may God bless America. May God bless each and every one of you. Hopefully that I hit home on any type of subject with you, good or bad. Please give me a thumbs up on there, because I take this type of stuff very seriously. I do my homework on a lot of stuff. Again, we do have fantastic police throughout the United States of America. I want to make that perfectly clear. We have great police, but there are some that slip through the cracks, that make bad decisions or do bad things. But let's not go ahead and stereotype, just like we don't want to stereotype any race. But we don't want to stereotype the police, because I do back the police. I back the badge, but sometimes you got some ones that should not be police. Guys, take care. I will see you the next time. I love you. Like, subscribe, hit that join button. Peace out to each and every one of you Looney Tunes. Bye.